We decided we were going to begin this Rosh Chodesh with a welcome home to Leah Golem, our wonderful teacher all these years who always gives us new insights and deep Torahs and Shevat. In every month, actually. But she hasn't been feeling so well, so we all, I think it is really a special month for healing, because like we said, last month was the letter Ayin, this month is the letter Tzadik, and together they spell eights, and really the Tzadik is the eights of the generation. He's the one who's holding us all together, and all the Tzidkaniyot are also holding us all together. Leah is definitely one of them.
Definitely.
So, what do I want to tell you? I just want to say welcome home, and God willing,
And be healthy, be
you're
healthy.
feeling good, and you'll be able to teach us again.
Amen.
She's not on.
Beautiful.
She's not on. She'll hear it on. We're recording, yes? Shoshana, are you recording?
Yes, I'm recording.
Good.
Can I ask a question?
Since Leah's not here.
Is Marie with you or coming on Zoom?
Us all that background information that this is the tribe of Asher. It's the mazel of the dli, the water, the pail, and it's like the water carrier. And it said, according to the Baal Shem Tov, if you meet a water carrier in Shevat, it's a sign of good mazel. So actually, a few years ago, when my son was still living here, I met him carrying water on Rosh Chodesh Shevat, and it was a siman tov. Wow. So it's also, so the tribe of Asher specifically relates to olive trees. He has the best olive trees, and what it said about Asher is he will give ma'adane melech. He gives the wonderful things to the king, wonderful foods and sweets, and it's the fixing of eating. It's the sense of taste. And fixing eating this month, so also as well as taking care of our body through exercise. We know we have to take care again to eating only healthy food, and maybe the tzaddik eats to fulfill his soul, but the wicked person is never satisfied. So I bless us to be satisfied from our food and not to overeat, to eat only the right things.
What do you want?
Whoa. Perfect.
Yes.
Oké, favor die je doet, ik heb een please come back what was.
Amen. Amen.
Ladies, Chodesh Tov. What I really want to talk about is eating, but it's not called achila, it's called le'ita. It says that the letter in Sefer Yetzirah, that the letter Tzadi rules over Le'ita. And so what is that Le'ita? But first, what I wanted, Leah asked me if I could give blessings to Leah Golem, and hopefully she'll receive these blessings, but I want to bless her and I want to bless us all. So first of all, last night when I was thinking of blessings to give, I just thought, like, really, what is a blessing? Like when we bless each other, like what is it? And I found this beautiful, beautiful explanation of what a blessing is by Rabbi Yankee Tober, who was the editor of Chabad.org. And he says like this: bracha, the word bracha, blessing, literally means drawing down. Everything in life that we want, health, prosperity, joy, wisdom, peace of mind, it needs to be drawn down from its potential and from its spiritual state into actuality of our physical existence. And I was thinking, it's like the rain didn't come until we prayed for it. And so when you bless someone, even though his potential's been there all along, you bond with him and you make an expanded self. There's you and him, and you connect with him, and therefore you make the channels broader for the blessings to come down. And so with your caring and with your compassion, and by saying the blessing out loud, you make it real. So he said, of course, being a holy person increases your blessing giving powers, but the only thing that you need is a loving heart and a nice big smile. with love and joy. And this just really brought to mind like Rav Shlomo, how he was always blessing people with an open heart. And so I want to bless Leah. I want to bless us all with Hitchadshut, with renewal. So Rosh Chodesh is the koach. We have the koach of renewal, and it begins above, like the moon is renewing itself, and its power comes down to the world, the power of renewal. And so Hitchadshut to come to the purpose that you're created for. Hitchadshut, come closer to Hashem. Hitchadshut, to fix our midot. So I was telling this over to my daughter earlier this morning, and she says, Ima, you have to give examples. So I'd like to share with you an example of hitchadshut, of midot. So I've been exploring with the midah of hachna'ah, which is to be in a place of acceptance and a place of bitul, that everything that happens or happened in my life is a present, is a gift. So bless me and bless us all with hitchadshut in our midot. And I really encourage you to pick an area that you want to work on. And today is such a good time to start. Because especially this Rosh Chodesh Shevat, right? It says in Sefer Dvorah that it was on the first of the 11th month that Moshe gave over Sefer Dvorah, which means today, Rosh Chodesh Shevat, was the day that Moshe gave over the Mishnah Torah, the beginning of the oral Torah connecting to the written Torah. And so today is a time to really connect to our root, the root of our soul. And the Torah uplifts us, right? To connect to our roots of our soul, which are above. And so I bless Leah. She's such an amazing teacher. So I just bless Leah to keep bringing out those Torahs and having good health to share them with us. And I bless each one of us to have a new year of Chidushim in Torah. So Rav Taduk says that on Rosh Chodesh, we have a koach to jump to the future. And because in the future, Rosh Chodesh is going to be a Yom Tov. We're going to go to the Beit HaMikdash and we're going to see and be seen. And so on this day, the gates of heaven and the mercy are open for us to draw down the light of the future into the present. I would really encourage you all to do some writing today of how do you envision yourself in your future? What do you want to look at? What do you want to look like? What is something that you want and that you really want to need? And visualize it and keep seeing it. Okay, so I also want to bless us to connect with our roots below, with grounding, like Dina was saying. Man is the tree of the field, and in the beginning of Rosh Chodesh, now the sap is rising until Rosh Chodesh, until Tu B'Shvat, when we're so full of fruits. And so I also want to bring to your attention the whole concept of grounding. I just went out in the garden for 10 minutes, just walking on the ground, bringing up the energy of Mother Earth. Like, we need to connect with our Mother Earth. And I was out in the garden and just for 5 minutes, just singing, with my contact with the ground, with Mother Earth, So I bless us all to connect with our roots in the ground and bring the energy up. And that brings me now to, I want to bless us all with being water carriers. Dina mentioned the water carrier, which is the mazal of Shevat, that we bring up energy, we bring it deep into ourselves, we embody it, the water, bring it up, and then just spill it, spread our love and our blessings to other people like water. Okay, so the mazal of Shevat is Dli, the bucket, and it's actually also the mazal of the Jewish people, the mazal of the Dli. And Rav Gedalia and Shor in Sefer or Gedaliahu he says that the bucket goes down, down, deep, deep, deep into the well. And then we lift up the water. And that lifting up the water, 1 minute, just a second. The lifting up the water is like, it's from Tehillim. Aromimcha Hashem kidilitani. Hashem, I praise you because you lifted me up. And so he says like this, there's two kinds of lifting up. There's a kind of lifting up that's our pride. That's not positive. But there's another kind of lifting up, which he calls holy chutzpah. Rav Shlomo talked a lot about it. And it's this place where you do it l'shem shamayim, like you're just doing it to serve Hashem. And he says that we have to be like the tiger and like the lion to do the will of Hashem, to really run to do the will of Hashem. So I bless us all, and especially Leah Golem, with good health and with the strength of lion and the fastness. And also it says to be swift like 1 minute. I want to find this pasuk. Yeah. Anyway, to be like an eagle and to be like a deer. Okay, so now.
Amen. Amen.
So the Talmud refers to the Torah as food because Torah is ingested by the mind and the heart like food is ingested in the stomach. So I want to bless us all, for all of us to ingest Torah, and as if it were the man. It was like what was the man? The man was the ziva of the Shekhinah. It was holiness that became physical so that we could grasp it. But the man that we taste, the spiritual food, I bless us all that when we're eating, we taste the taste of the man in our food. And the man, it's called lechem abirim, the food of the mighty, the food of the angels. This is what the angels eat. But it's also lechem avirim, the food of our limbs. And so when we eat, I bless us that we eat in such a way that we absorb the spiritual energy, the physical and spiritual energy of the food into the limbs, into our body, into the cells of our body. Okay, the Torah is compared to water. The role of water is to lubricate the body and to facilitate the distribution of the food's nourishment throughout the body. I want to bless you, Leah, and all of us, that the Torah lubricates our body and that we all feel nourishment from the Torah. Okay, do I still have time? Yeah? Okay, I want to talk about the ita. So the real tikkun of this month, well, it's the real deep tikkun of this month is eating. Eating is the first thing we did wrong. Adam and Chava blew it in Gan Eden. And it is a big tikkun, right? And it goes on and on and on and on. So every year I talk about something that Yemima Mizrahi gave over, which is the word ma'achal. The word food is mem. Ma'achal is mem. Ma, what am I eating? Aleph, ech am I eating? How am I eating? Kaf, kama, how much am I eating? And lama, why am I eating? Why am I eating? And so this year I want to do it a little bit different. I want to talk about the word li'ita. Li'ita is the tikkun of this month, and it first appears in the Torah with Esav and Yaakov. Esav comes to Yaakov and he says to him, "Li'itani nami adom adom hazeh," like stuff me with this red stuff. He's willing to give up everything for this momentarily pleasure of being stuffed with food. And it's brought down that this is how a camel eats. Like you stuff it and stuff it and stuff it so it can go for a long time. So I want to talk about how do we do a tikkun on our stuffing, on our le'ita. So there's holy le'ita. There's the le'ita where we let Hashem stuff us, where we let Hashem fill us up. And I think the main time that this happens is on Shabbos Chodesh, because Shabbos is blessed and made holy with the man. Like, what does it mean? We didn't even get the man on Shabbos. So I really think it's like we're blessed with spiritual food, and we're blessed with the possibility of eating in a more conscious way on Shabbat Kodesh. So I bless us all that on this Shabbos, on every Shabbos, we eat mindfully, more mindfully than we eat even during the week. And I bless us all to eat mindfully during the week. Okay, I want to talk about le'ita. This is just mamash a chidush I came up with in the last half an hour.
Amen.
So it's not worked out. Le'ita, the first letter is lamed. Again, we're coming back to the lamed of mahal. It's a really big one. Lama, like, why am I eating now? Just stop before you put the food in your mouth and say, why am I doing this? Am I eating l'shem shemayim? Is this food good for me? Like why? Why now? And why this? The next thing that lama is li'os, which means chew. Chew your food. The more you chew, the slower you chew, the more conscious you are. Lamed, linsham. You know what? Breathe. Be aware of your breathing when you're eating, and it'll slow down your eating. Okay, le'ita. The next letter is ayin. Do we have an ayin tova for our food? Do we look at it? Do we see it? Do we see how beautiful it is? Like a rimon. Do we look at every little seed? So ayin, look at your food. And ayin is also me'an. From where does it come? Really? What is the source of your food? You know, Hashem is giving you this food. What is the source from the food? Le'ita, it's lamed, ayin, yud, taf, tet, hey. Is it, someone just asked the question, is what is written in Sefer Yetzirah? That's right, thank you, Tehillah. That this is the tikkun of this month, is to put the tzadi over the letter, over the eating, which tzadi is righteousness, is tikkun. It represents higher consciousness. Put your higher consciousness over this stuffing. Okay. Ayin, yud, the ita, yud. Yud, I came up with yedi'ah. Knowing. Like, it's like, what's Adam knew Chava. Like, this place of knowing is a place of Yeshuv Hadat. Be focused in your mind while you're eating. Like, don't be thinking of what you're going to go buy in the supermarket. And be focused. Have your Yeshuv Hadat into your food, into the colors, into the tastes, and into the sounds of you eating. Yud, tet, tov. So tov, see the good in your food. See all the goodness and see all the bracha that Hashem is giving you. See the good in your life. Work hard on seeing the good in life, and especially when you're eating. See the good. See how lucky we are. We might be in lockdown, but Baruch Hashem, most of the people I know have food to eat. And I bless all those people that don't have enough food, that they should have enough food. Ezrat Hashem, we should all have enough food. And the last letter in Le'ita is Hey. Hashem. Put Hashem in the picture. And I think that's the bracha before and the bracha after. Baruch Atah Hashem. I bless you, Hashem. I thank you, Hashem, for this food that I'm eating. And I don't know about you, but I have a real big tikkun with doing bracha achrona. Like, don't be a bad mashal, but don't be like a thief who eats it and then doesn't say thank you. So I'm saying, I'm blessing me and I'm blessing you all, that after we eat, that we really we say a bracha achrona, or just say thank you Hashem for the food. So I think that's it, folks. Achila, what is achila? Okay, someone asked, what does achila stand for? So Yemima Mizrahi doesn't use the word achila. She uses the word ma'achal, which is food, which is mem. Ma'achal is mem, aleph, kaf, lama. Ma'achal, food. Thank you, Tehila. So I'll go through the ma'achal again because I added some things to it. Ma'achal, Yemima Rabbanit said, mem is ma, right? What am I eating? But also, I added matai. I think matai is also a very important thing in eating. When am I eating? Like, have a seder. Like, I know in the morning I'm eating this. For lunch, I'm eating this. At night, I'm eating this. When am I eating between? What am I eating between? I think that the matai is really, really important. And also, we have matai, we have our special occasions. Shabbat, Pesach Seder, Tu B'Shvat. We're coming to such a big matai, Tu B'Shvat, which is such a tikkun for our eating because we're doing it consciously and with blessings. Okay, and also mem matana. Matana, it's a present. It's such a gift that Hashem is giving us. Yesterday, there was a problem in our Moshav and the water went off for a couple hours. They were fixing the water, and there are all these WhatsApp, like, what's going on? We have no water. Like, this shouldn't be happening in a Moshav. And then there's a big boom and the electricity went down in some houses. And there were all these complaints on WhatsApp, like, what's going on? This shouldn't be happening. Ladies, it's like water is a gift. Everything is a gift. And we are spoiled. I don't mean to criticize my Moshav. I could easily do the same thing. But just to fix that tendency in ourselves and just to be in this place of hachna'ah, to accept everything is a matana, everything is a gift, and especially the food that we're eating. Okay, two last mems. Mitikot, taste the sweetness in the food. It's so sweet, it's so delicious. Taste the sweetness. And the last one is melech. Melech, we're eating at the table of the melech, and especially Tu B'Shvat, and on Shabbat, we're eating at the table of the melech. Oh, here, someone just sent more. Matai. Okay, I'm going on to Yemima Mizrahi. Her aleph was how am I eating? Which is a really big one. Really, to eat slowly, to eat mindfully, to chew, to eat b'simcha, to eat without grabbing. Like, we don't need to stuff ourselves. Eat just enough for what you need. Kama, how much are we eating? And I added on kavod. Lama, why am I eating? And we went through the lamas. And so, ladies.
Kavana.
Kavana is with a
Kuf.
Yeah. Kavana is such an important thing in eating. Thank you, Faye. Like, what's our intention? I think if we sat down for a meal and we said to ourselves, what's my kavana now in eating, then we wouldn't be stuffing ourselves. So I just want to add with one last thing. And that is, the snake came into Gan Eden, and the snake was like, this sneaky guy. So I've been seeing the snake actually coming into my life at night when I've decided I'm not eating anymore, when I've decided I'm not eating sugar, and it really wants to eat sugar and it really wants sweet. And so I want to bless us all that part of us, that Yetzer Hara part of us, that Ta'ava part of us, that Bezrat Hashem, that Hashem should just help us through the letter of the tzadi, through right thoughts and right kavanas, and with the help of Hashem, and to pray for the help of Hashem. And so, ladies, bless us all, and sending you all love. And I just want to say one last thing, and that is I want to bless Leah Sand. Leah, are you there? Leah. I want to give Leah a bracha, Leah Sand.
Leah's here.
Okay, Leah, for 23 years, you've been the water carrier. You've lifted up the Dli. You've gone beyond yourself with chutzpah de kedusha to bring us Rosh Chodesh, rain, sun, Corona, Zoom. You bring us the waters of Torah. So I want to bless you, Leah, with good health and koach to continue to bring us holy Rosh Chodeshes ad 120.
Amen.
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 Thank you so much, Meira. And thank you, everybody who is watching this. You're all very courageous. I think we have to be very courageous to live in this world. Before Nurit, who came, and Chava Rachel, who came, and Faye, who came, and Dina, who came, and Shanti, who came, and where is she? Gila is here, Baruch Hashem. Okay, I want to give over a little story before Nori is going to take over with her amazing mind. I heard in the shiur of Nili Salem yesterday where she is quoting Leah Golan, talking about the Mashiach, talking who we are, talking what's going on, how we can be really upset, how we so stand up for what we believe in that we even like say bad words to other people, whatever. It's like, we're talking about the Mashiach is coming. Does the Mashiach want to hang out with you? Isn't that the way we have to lead our life? Please, God, help me that the Mashiach wants to hang out with me. That I'm going to be in total in a space of gratitude, that everything was happening. It's okay. Not only it's okay, it's good. It's sharpen the diamond. It's making everything so much more clear. So then when I hear the story that you all hear now all the time, and what is thinking about is the Baal Shem Tov, is Rabbi Nachman, the story of the poisoned grain.
The wheat, the poisoned wheat.
Yeah, is it from Rabbi Nachman? Yes. So there's a stargazer who says to the king, well, there's just a tiny little bit of grain for you and me, and we will be fine. Everybody else will be crazy. So, like stargazer who says that he sees that, shall we believe him? Is that the message from Rabbi Nachman? Shall we believe him? But then, what does the Melech say? What does the king say? Okay, you know what? We cannot do that because they are going to be all crazy. They're going to see that we are crazy because we're totally different than they are. Let's do what they're doing. And then we just put a sign on our head that we are crazy. We know what's going on. We are crazy. And my feeling is, I want to tell the stargazer, if I would be the stargazer, I would say, I'm gonna share with all the people how you can grow healthy grain again. how you can boost your immunity, how you don't have to become crazy of this grain. Like, who's eating wheat nowadays? I don't eat wheat during the week at all. I only eat challah once a week, and it's spelled a lot of peas. That's what we do, because we all know that it's not so good for us. So we have to strengthen all those teachings that we get. And the sad thing is that those teachings are being taken away from us because of the media. Doesn't matter. We have each other. We can send it to each other. We can all really unite, and we can bring the light into the world. And as Dina, because Dina and me were learning yesterday, and it just blew my mind that when bad things are happening into the world, it has to do with something that I'm not doing okay. As I remember in the last tape that I heard when שלמה passed away, and 2 days later we had a gathering in our house, and there was this tape, I don't know where it came from, and it was blasted out, those words. When שלמה says, when someone comes into a room and it's not okay in the room, that someone is responsible. We are all responsible what's going on. Okay, now I give it over. Chag Sameach, according to Rabbi Shammai, Chag Sameach, Chodesh Tov, and Nurit.